Hello Sands, this is Nathan, and it's a cold winter's day in England, a bit of snow on the ground for the first time this year. I'm aware that I've only got 10 minutes and I want to put a lot into this 10 minutes. I'm aware that the talk itself is only likely to be 25 minutes, and I'd love to have longer than that, but if 25 minutes is what I've got, that's what I've got. So now I know 10 minutes. Title, Our Story, The Meeting Ground. This could easily also be called The Journey of the Self. And it's about acknowledging the non-dual aspect of self and the dualistic aspect of self. So I often say in my work, in my writing, in my talks and courses, that we are consciousness experiencing itself. So by this I mean we are the non-dual, pure essence, pure love, pure light, the absolute, the ultimate, having an experience of itself through separative time, space, expression. So often in the world, people might draw their identity from their mind-body entity, and the mind-body entity is a beautiful thing, but it's not the primacy of who we are. It's not the primary nature. So in the talk, I'm talking about the essence of consciousness having an experience through us, so we can see the limited body-mind entity as the experience rather than a fixed being limited to itself. We are the experience of a greater whole. And the talk reveals that in actual fact we are this whole. We are this whole, not in our own bodies, although our own bodies are beautiful expressions of this whole. We are this whole in the consciousness that realizes it is so. So this journey that I describe in the talk is none other than the journey of our own self. Consciousness experience in itself is not something that happens somewhere else. It is our experience here and now. It's what's happening in and through us, and all the different ways and forms that we live. This is all that is happening in the world. The journey of oneness. This is it. We are it. Love. And to give you a rundown of the structure, I'll break it into 3 parts. The first part is the time and space journey. That's what I demonstrate. The second part is the timeless nature of the journey, or the timeless nature of the self. And the third part is the integration of the two. And I have pictures that I present with this talk, and the words fit to the pictures. The pictures create a coherence. They help guide people through the presentation. The words kind of housed on the pictures. The pictures provide the bones, and the words kind of flush out the meaning of the pictures. But I can't show you those now because I want to keep it as a surprise for the whole talk. This talk has been coming together for years in different ways and forms. So the first part, the source, all that is, isness, pure being, non-duality, the non-dual essence of life, pure conscious awareness. It just is. Perfection. Everything and nothing. Everything because it contains the potential for all. Nothing because nothing is born, because this is just oneness. How can there be things? It's just oneness, it's one essence, it's whole. And so the only thing it doesn't have is an experience of itself, because to have experience we need differentiation, we need subject and object, we need dreamer and dream, we need experiencer and experience. And so this oneness gives birth to the journey of itself time and space. Pure consciousness steps down to manifest time-space consciousness, separation. Consciousness becomes attached to particular aspects of the separation. Remember, this is our journey. This is the journey of the self. Pure consciousness fragments, and we identify with a particular part of the spectrum. We are a particular self looking out at a particular world. There is internal and external. There is me and you. There is this and that. There is time-space differentiation. And in this, there is definition. There is expression. There is beautiful forming of life forms, different ways and roots of pure being. And we go out into this time-space expression, and we reach a point where we've gone out so far that we've almost forgotten our original nature, that source of love that we came from. And so there's this crisis of meaning, certainly at the human level, the tipping point where we feel like, I'm no longer feeling connected. I'm no longer feeling meaning or purpose. And so there's this turning of consciousness into itself, essentially, the beginning of the inward journey, the looking at who and what we are, the stripping away of illusion, of conditioning, of identification with labels and associations, realizing the truth of spiritual teachings until we return to that spiritual essence that we were born from. So this is the first part, like I say, the first part of the talk. We are born from non-dual essence. We come into time and space. We have our outward journey of expression, our inward journey of the dissolution of all that we've invented or dreamed. And we come back to the whole that we always were. So in a sense, pure consciousness splits and returns to itself. That's the first part. In the second part, pure consciousness, yes, the split has returned. Yes, time and space have been dreamed, but pure consciousness at the beginning and at the end, timelessness at the beginning and at the end, must be timelessness now, because, as I said at the beginning, there's no differentiation, there's only one. How can you have timelessness at the beginning and timelessness at the end? There's no beginning, there's no end. It's all just timeless present here and now. And this is the second part of the talk. Wherever we are in time and space, wherever we are in the world, we have the capacity to open up to pure presence through the realization of our divine nature. And like I said, that realization of our divine nature happens through the time and space journey. This is our journey. This is the journey of consciousness, of pure consciousness experiencing itself. Pure consciousness learning what it is and what it isn't. Pure consciousness kind of forgetting itself in order to remember. And so they're the first two parts of the talk, the time-space journey and the ever-presence of pure consciousness, of love, of pure essence, life. So this is the importance in the first part of the duality, the importance in the second part of the non-duality, and the third part is the integration of the non-duality as primary identity, spirit manifesting on earth, and the horizontal axis of relational being in the world, of people, places, things, of interconnections, of connection, disconnection, the realm of relativity, the ultimate and the relative, the timeless and the time-space, the essence and the experience coming together in none other than the centre of the cross, the heart of our own being. And so we've realised our divine nature. We have an inner knowing of who we are. And the question arises, what now? You know, there's this idea that that spirituality is about realising the ultimate self, and that is true. But when we realise the ultimate self, there is still the appearance, at least, of the world and the possibility to bring the love that we have realised into the manifest. You know, no longer is it a forgetting and a remembering. It's a moving out of the core into the world and bringing that core with us in all that we do, expanding the light of the sun into the outer reaches of the world. It's pure potential coming into manifestation through us. And this, there's so much to say, but I just simply can't do it in 10 minutes. Ultimately, the talk is about bringing people back to the importance of their own direct experience, because it demonstrates that wherever you are in life, in the time-space journey, this is where pure consciousness needs to be in order for it to be fulfilled, in order for pure consciousness to have the fullness of its journey, to recreate itself in manifestation to its fullest extent. Each particular person living each particular way has to really follow their heart, because following your heart is following that impulse of pure consciousness that lives within you. We are manifest forms, but we all contain the spark of that timeless essence that never splits. We have, in terms of matter, split, but in terms of consciousness, we can split, we can return, and we can remain integrated. And in that integration, power, responsibility, and the self-sovereign authority of life. And this is exciting, and this is what I want to share.